Hey, we got new Genshin drip marketing and I'm super excited to talk about it. So let's get to it. Starting off with Yelan. I saw this character in leaks probably about a month ago, and I immediately knew there was no shot I was wishing for Itto. Because, you could tell that she was coming right afterwards, and I wasn't gonna miss out on a character like this. Aesthetically, she's amazing. She's beautiful. I love the white and black aesthetic, I love the contrast, I think it's great, and I'm just generally super intrigued by this character. Now, my mind has been racing with speculation about her character since I first saw her in leaks, and, there's kind of like 3 different directions I've gone with my thinking about her. First off, and, the loosest comparison is I immediately assumed she was related to Xingqiu somehow. My brain just went, Hydro? Liwa? Must be Xingqiu. But I don't think that's the case anymore. Really the only 2 things that connect them are their element and their bangs, and that can really just be chalked up to, having the same element as well. The second direction, and one I think is more likely, is that she has something to do with the underground cities. Like Kenria, Enkanomiya, stuff like that. And that would explain why she's showing up when she is showing up. The update after the chasm. She's also noted to be a mysterious person, and I'm really interested in what exactly this is setting up. The fact that her aesthetic is mostly white and black might be implying that she's a sort of double agent or plays both sides, or maybe sort of like a gray character. Maybe more of an Alice type figure that's just off in the shadows doing other things, like a completely separate force. And the third direction my thinking went was she looks really similar to Mona in my opinion, and once again that could just be chalked up to sharing an element. But at the same time, I didn't notice this until today. I just put this together today from the reveals. I didn't see this little detail in the leaks. She has a die on her necklace or whatever just above the tassel on her chest. And I think that's probably an important character element. I don't know exactly what it's supposed to be hinting at, but I'd wager that she probably is a fate-related character, sort of like Scaramouche or Mona. I wouldn't say that she's just an astrologer straight out like Mona is, but she is Hydro, and that would make her more likely to be an astrologer than any other element would, but that's besides the point. Anyway, I'm just overwhelmed with speculation and stuff, and overall super intrigued by this character. I'm super excited for her. I'm totally wishing for her. I don't think I'm gonna spend money to guarantee her, and I don't have built up pity, but I'm definitely wishing for her. I know that for sure. And honestly, I think you might be wishing for her too. No real reason to say why, I think it's obvious. Anyway, on to our second reveal. I think I was honestly much more excited to see this reveal because we haven't seen any reveals, no leaks at all for Kuki Shinobu. We've had no description of her appearance or anything, and I don't think many people expected her to have green hair. I've seen a lot of people saying like, oh, I hope they change her hair color, but I actually really like the green, which is something I thought I'd never say. I'm just not a fan of green, I can't explain it. But for Kuki in particular, I think the green works really well. The contrast with her outfit, just mwah, beautiful. I love it, and I'm so excited to wish for this character. Seriously, it feels like I've been waiting for Kuki for so long at this point. I've been looking into Kuki Shinobu since before Arataki Itto even had a leaked image, like an accurate one. And I'm so happy we finally have a reveal for her. I can't wait to wish for her. I think she's gonna be a really useful pull, especially for me, because, this is totally speculation. I think we can determine that she's a one-handed sword user from the image that they posted, but as far as her kit goes, just like Yelan, we don't really know anything yet. However, she does have a reputation as being Arataki Itto's sort of babysitter, keeping him and the gang out of trouble. And so that makes her sound to me like an in-story support, which I believe would translate into gameplay as well, just like Goro is like second in command to Kokomi, so he's totally support-based. I think Kuki, being second in command to Itto, would be totally support-based as well. Now, whether this goes in a direction where she can be supporting other elements, like Geo in particular, I don't know. But no matter the case, what I'm really hoping for is our first Electro healer, and I think she's gonna be the one. I've been wanting an Electro healer in the game since Eula came out. And seriously, if she does turn out to be an Electro healer that like is viable as a lone healer at C0 specifically, no Goro type stuff where you have to get 5 copies of the character to unlock their healer role, because that's just not cool. If she's a C0 Electro healer, this is going to be such a useful character to pick up if you like playing Eula. Because so far, for the history of the game, Diona has been the go-to superconduct healer, just because she's so valuable. She's an amazing cryo battery, she can heal, and she can shield. The downside of that is that Rosaria doesn't get a lot of play in superconduct teams, at least with Eula. Because, you know, if you want to utilize 2 elemental resonances, namely Electro and Cryo, then you kind of have to go for Diona with Eula if you want to be able to heal your team. If Kuki turns out to be an Electro healer, that's all gonna change. And I can totally see Raiden, Rosaria, Eula, and Kuki Shinobu being a really good team. So to summarize, just assuming I'm right about this, which, you know, isn't a very good thing to do, I'm really excited for this character. Regardless of whether or not I'm right, I'm super excited to see how she turns out. I was also reading the replies on this tweet, and I noticed this. This right here just says, you know, some random lore about Kuki Shinobu, but what caught my eye was the 2 things mentioned at the bottom. Discussions with Kuki Shinobu are always smooth and efficient. Just always keep in mind the following 2 rules. 1. Do not attempt to find out how she looks under her mask. And 2. Don't ask why she has to steer clear of the Grand Narukami Shrine every time she heads out for a job. Now, from what I've seen, and you can actually see it right here, apparently the reason she steers clear of the shrine is she's avoiding her sister, who's a shrine maiden. But what I couldn't discern is why she's so protective of her face underneath the mask. Assuming that that is the case, that might be kind of a leap. But that got me looking closer for details, and boy, oh boy. So you see here, cool mask and all, but then I noticed these. That's right, slit vertical pupils, a mask. This just screams Bishop people to me, and you know, I'm not gonna argue about it. I totally think that Kokomi wasn't lying but was wrong, and Enjo is correct. And let me be clear, I don't think that there's actual lizard people conspiring in the world of Teyvat. But I don't think that they're just gonna drop that piece of information and then forget about it, you know? Like, the game's no stranger to dropping important bits of lore in a limited time event. We saw that in 1.1 with Unreconciled Stars. That was hugely important to the overarching lore of the world and Scaramouche, letting us know about the false sky, which has been expounded upon a bit, but not too much. I think it's the same thing with the Three Realms Gateway event teasing the Bishop people plot thread. After all, we do have some slit vertical pupil characters already, and we seem to be getting a new one. Honestly, I think this specifically, the eyes, is why they've been so tight-lipped, if that term even applies, with Kuki's appearance. You know, it seems like she should have had some sort of cameo in Arataki Itto's quest, but she didn't. We hadn't seen her at all. We hadn't even seen a leaked model of her until they officially revealed her today. And so, needless to say, I'm very intrigued and excited about this character and just the overarching story of Genshin in general. I'm super excited to see what the Chasm has in store, and I can't wait to wish for these characters. Anyway, if you made it to the end of the video, thanks so much for watching, I really appreciate it. Regardless, I've been Roman, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.